Kulalania sudundundu katayashium. Kanayashu marakadem. Valalarashim marakadiyashujuata.
Takia na wa satikua na ia dahia. Dahia, 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 dakare da 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 da.
Tahashu andakala rufshi amrododende ashiguruvana.
Pateas. Pateas. Ana ia takia tututua satian. Satian, satian na ia sata, 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 sata.
Okolotan Josh, Guduruma Behash Inukati Ambo Shiana Lokotam.
Arakiana ia satu, satu. Satu, satu.
Thank you, yes.
Thank you. Arekola hia satu na isa.
Chakras Aria, yes. Ooh, beautiful intentions. They have been
My cheeks.
set. The intentions are set now. I am so excited, Aria.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be
Kalamasham.
here.
Yes. So I think one of the intentions that came through channeling and just setting the intention for what the live was, the ego really hit hard. It was like this heavy feeling right in between the diaphragm and the heart, and it was like, that is something that I'm looking forward to dive into, and to
Yeah,
hopefully be able
me
to
too.
transmute some energy.
Me too as well. That's definitely been coming up for me. Like as I've told you, just like as I find myself trying to protect myself more in like my own personal life and relationships and just like trying to find stability and like a constant, I feel like my ego is almost it just like wants to get there, you know? It's like let's just like ram our way through to that place, and because it's showing up there and I'm finding myself becoming more aware of how it's showing up in like my own business, and like I can just hear it in my head, and and then I'm like, okay, there it is. Now like what are the next steps for me to actually take this awareness and decide that hey, I'm going to chat with the ego for a little bit. So I'm excited to just like channeling light language honestly just really really helps in that process, and just being here it humbles you. You know what I mean? It like
Oh,
it's
yes.
so light language is just so humbling.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I love that. That's really powerful because I feel that like, and there's a fine line. I feel like, yes, light language is absolutely humbling because it's like you are speaking such a pure form of communication, and like there's no room for you to be like, oh, look at me, I'm the best. It's more like,
It's
hello,
true.
source, oneness, creator, like,
You're like
yeah,
naked. You're naked in your
100%.
expression. Oh my gosh, that's
Yes, I
so
love that.
true.
I love that. Yeah. And oh my goodness. But you know what? What's up, Isaiah? Good to see you. We see you.
Hi everyone.
Everyone watching this currently, we love you. We appreciate you. We are so thankful for you. And I'm very excited to just allow the beautiful energy that has been set to flow and take place and flourish.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
And if you're watching the replay, you know what? And you're watching this, just get your
Yeah.
drink, okay? Just make sure
We're
you're
gonna
hydrated.
chill.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh my goodness.
Hydrate
Virtual
them lips.
family, Soul Star family. Yes. It is a humbling act of expression because it's like, yeah, just the nature of it. But lo and behold, I really haven't seen anyone be really flashy or just like, I know light language, you can't know light language, right? Like, uh,
Yeah.
oh, Source gave me special permission, okay? I don't see your little Source loves you badge. Like, where, like, but obviously that's not the case.
Yeah.
It really is just your own personal journey.
And I do feel like a lot of what I see can happen and what I've seen happening and like slightly within myself, like when I was first starting speaking light language, um, overall that ego will come in and it'll kind of like try to attach, certain things within our mind that like we can remember, like, oh, this is for that, oh, this is for that. And that's like great to have like that more intellectual connection to like say mudras or like just like certain things, but at the same time it's like you're missing the point of this like spontaneous expression, because if we start trying to make the noises only because we think they're associated with certain healing modalities or whatever, and not just like allowing source to create that within ourselves, we're losing the feeling of it. And I feel like light language is definitely all about feeling. It's not about like what it's it's a
like
deeper
peeking at the
knowing.
door. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I love that you mentioned the mudras. Also, cosmic light being JT, we're so happy to have you here, and we are setting the intentions that we will all
Hi.
be opened and enlightened. Oh, we love having Aria here, beautiful Aria,
Hi
and
guys.
she's amazing. You will see her face a lot more, which I'm very happy for. And she's amazing. Absolutely. Though you talked about mudras, and I was like, oh my gosh,
I
yes,
know you're the
because
mudra queen.
today I like barely know. I just felt like, let me share what I know. What's good, Aaron? Good to see you. Like what I know about the mudras, right? And I made one video on Instagram, and I shared in the video like, hey, this is what I know so far about mudras, like, right, like water,
Mhm.
earth, ether, wind, fire, but I'm still learning. And like, don't take my word as stone. Like, I'm still learning. This is what resonates with me, though. And like, I know me and Danielle, which Danielle is another amazing soul. Aria is. Oh,
She's
we
beautiful.
all
She's
vibe. We're
wonderful.
gonna
Yeah, we're all
go on
sisters here.
Instagram and see us all later. What's up, Sir Jester? Awesome to have you here.
Hello.
And yeah, so like someone contacted me today, and even with Danielle, we were sharing in the course, she shares mudra differently. She's entrusted with the mudra section, and she shares them differently and the elements differently than what I shared on that video. And so we had a conversation, we talked about it, that listen, like, this is how I see them, this is how you see them. We've both done our research. We also understand that, like, everyone's energy body is different. Everyone associates
Mhm.
energy with different emotions and feelings and symbols. But
So true.
yeah,
So
someone was asking me
true.
like which one is right, and she like pulled up like five different hands, and I was like, all of them are
Yes.
like, I'm telling you right now, what's
They're
good,
all
everyone.
right.
All
Hi,
right, they're
Edwin.
exactly. I was like, don't get caught up with the labels. Don't get caught up
Mhm.
with trying to figure out which one is like the end all be all, and we see that all the time with so
Yeah.
many things. But yeah, that's my
Exactly. We'll try to like create these connections and be like, okay, what's right? Like, even if you go on YouTube, and I love reading the comment section, right? But some people, when someone's like, oh, here's a healing, here's a transmission, people want to know like exactly how many times did you do this to get results? And it's so personal to the person and where you're at and what is meant for you. Like, there's no one perfect formula for spirituality. There's no one perfect formula for anything. Like, just building a business, there's not just one perfect formula because it's not going to work for everyone. Like, everyone has their own skills and their own gifts, and they're just like powered with all of this ancient knowledge. We all have our own lineages and ancestors from like above and below. Like, we are so multidimensional that it's like, okay, we have to remember that the ego itself is not eternal. We're seeing that the ego doesn't think that way. The ego is like, okay, this is my life, that's all I got. And and it's like expanding that area, especially when we start expressing ourselves in any form, not even just light language, like expanding ourselves past that ego. And it's possible because it's us. It's who we truly are. But it's to notice if you start finding yourself trying to like logically figure things out when you're associating with this communion with spirit, right? With source itself. It's like, how can you do that? How can we even understand it?
Like, imagine you looking at the instruction manuals when the person who created the thing and the instruction manuals are right next to you and they're like, you need help? Like, just ask. Yeah, what's up, James? Yeah, but like
Hi.
100%, that is so, so valid because, and I love that you brought up like when people are asking, like, how many times did it take for these
Mhm.
results to come to you? Because again, I think that's more of like the scientific and the logical. It's like we want those results, so we got to do the same thing. But like you said, every person is made
It's so
so differently.
psychological too.
Yeah.
If you
Oh
start
my
thinking
goodness.
that you're gonna be somewhere a certain amount of time, but you don't believe it, then how are you gonna get there? You know? It's there's so many little things that connect into like our energy and our thoughts and how it's creating our own reality and just the vibrations in which we experience life. Dude, there's so much more to
Yeah,
it.
and I think that's like, the fun part is that we don't know everything, right? Because it would be so boring if you were like, I know that if I want this result, I need to be 30 degrees to the lateral left and I need to like squat slightly and like do this one chant. I don't know, crazy things. Although that could be convenient. Let me put that aside
I
note
mean,
right now.
yeah,
Let me put
you
that
know.
as a side note right
All
now.
perspectives.
All perspectives, but yeah, I think a really fun and interesting part is to see like what works for you. Why? Why do certain things make people tick and other people not? Like, why are we
Mhm.
all designed so differently and uniquely? Why are there so many different language, so many different emotions correlated to the same color or word? Like, that to me is so cool because it balances itself out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Totally, 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 totally. It's so fascinating when you kind of get to that point to realize that, oh yeah, okay, I am in charge of almost everything in my life. Like you're responsible in the most loving way possible because your soul decided this. And it's
Well,
meant for
like
your growth and your expansion.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh, Like, oh, it's all about that growth, but it does take a little tearing. It takes a little
It
bit
does.
to
It
like,
really does.
connect, but oh,
Mhm.
absolutely. And so even with light language, when people ask like, is there an alphabet I need to memorize? Or are there certain rules,
Yeah.
And I just like, how do you like, what do you say when people say that? I'm very interested when they ask me like,
Yeah.
what are the rules? What do I need to know? Um,
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause it for me, what I say, like, when people come to me, they normally just be like, "Oh, how did you learn this?" You know? And it's like remembering that you don't learn it, that it kind of awakens within you, just like just these little inner knowings that we have, or like a lot of people, you'll call them like old souls because they just somehow know something even though they're like 12 years old. Like, you know what I mean? You're like, wow, thanks. I really needed that today. It's that source within us. So I try to tell people like this is a expression of your soul in communion with source. So this is like
ooh,
your pure expression,
mhm.
however it comes out. There's no right or wrong. It's going to sound different for everyone. It's going to look different for everyone. It's going to offer different things for everyone. And just saying that, like, no, you don't necessarily learn it because what we're doing is we're remembering it, and it's just an extra little universal way of communicating and expressing how we feel, because it's the feeling. It's not, that's why I like the word light language. Like, language is always that tough word because we associate language with, like having to
Alphabets.
learn something or
Yeah.
like program. But it's like, this is a sacred language that doesn't need to be programmed within us. It's already a part of us. So yeah, we feel it. We don't learn it, we feel it.
Powerful. I love that. I gotta quote that. Like, this is a sacred language. We don't need to learn. It's already within us.
It
Because
is.
100%, that's so powerful and beautiful. And yeah, like, I know I've also got people say, like, I totally forgot what they're called, but they study languages and they're like, this isn't a real language because it doesn't have any rules like a real language.
Yeah.
Why are you saying good here and then good here? Why? Like, but you're saying they mean different things. Like, why is the intention different, or certain things like that? And it was definitely interesting to explain to them like no logic. Come up with the like
No
it
logic. Sorry.
it
Sorry,
doesn't
we're
have
using the wrong word.
sorry, yeah, but so it's not really language in the same
Yeah.
sense, like no, but it is a language in the way that it is used to communicate to each other and to express certain energy and to be able to share that mutually and understand it. A lot of the
Yeah.
times, light language, unless you are an old soul or starseed or whatnot, like you will not really understand or comprehend what you are even hearing most likely. Some kids though, they're born and they can understand what light language is saying, what the meaning of it is. Like they probably grew up as babies in just the same way that some people can understand what babies are saying or wanting to say, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
It's definitely like, especially when you open up to it, you gotta get to this level of trust. You have to get to this level of like, okay, this inner work that you've done. Like, sure, it'll come up in divine timing, but if you really desire and have that calling, it's like, okay, you're going to have to face some fears because you're about to connect with source in a way that's not normal to everyone, all these other humans living on this planet with our program societies and everything like that, right? It's not, it's different. So we have to face, okay, the truth and yeah, deeper meaning. I love that.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah.
it's
It is
it's
a
it's
song.
fun. It's
Song of
fun,
the
but it's
universe.
scary at first,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah. But I don't know. It's like it's very reassuring to see more people kind of sharing their voice. And of course,
Mhm.
polarity. Some people probably think it's super disturbing. Yeah, Jane's deeper meaning. It does take a leap of faith because no one's intention so far that I've met ever been with light language to make anyone feel like uncomfy or to attack them. It's mostly just I want to really express myself with source. I really want to share how I am connected to them and, allow others to hear it, allow others to see it, allow others to feel it and let that be known in my
Yeah.
existence. And yeah, it's a little scary. Like you said, we're not programmed. This was not a part of the program. This is
Mhm.
you're the bug or
It's not.
the yeah,
Not a part
right?
of the
So
matrix. And you know what? The part of the matrix that people may be expressing light language as a form of like, hey, I'm doing something, I'm spiritual, then that's that distortion. But the thing is that you'll be able to know the difference when you can actually feel it. When you can feel and just sense your inner knowing if this person is actually connected to spirit in the moment, because that's what we're doing. Like, we're connecting with source, we're connecting with our own soul in the moment that we're expressing ourselves through this higher level of communication, because it is a higher level of communication that's multidimensional, right? Which is who we are. So yeah, yeah, for sure,
yeah,
it takes
it's
a
like
level of like
yeah, like them
just jumping in.
empaths, you're ahead of the pack. Empaths on steroids. Yeah. No, no, no,
Empaths, we're
100%.
like,
Everyone,
raise your hand.
right?
Empaths
Like,
just
can you feel? Can you feel
oh
everything?
man.
No, but yeah, no. So love you all, fam. Definitely.
Oh
Yeah, you gotta
yes.
let go of that ego. That is so
Yeah.
true. You
And
can
I
sense
want to
like
say
the
something
ego
about
is like the clothes almost. It's like the clothes that you
it.
wear to look a
Mm,
certain way. And that expression that is you connecting with source purely and rawly, that's you just chilling in your birthday suit.
I
That's
love that. I love that. And the thing is that like, yes, we're letting go of the ego, but we're not like killing it. We're not saying like, ego, you can't live here with me anymore, because we're human beings and the ego's natural for us. It's a part of our identity. So it's like, how can we begin deprogramming the ego? right? Let the ego go. Say,
Let
ego,
go
you're not in
your
charge
ego.
anymore, but let go your ego, man. Let go your ego and let the ego know what's up. You gotta let
Can I
them
get
know,
that on
just
a
like with our
t-shirt?
minds.
Oh, I love that. Yo, that's awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I love that. Thank
Let
you.
go, let go.
Oh my goodness, but you are right. And I know that, like, okay, we are connected to
Mm-hmm.
source. We're all connected to the source. Don't get me wrong. Some people, they really like to flash their connection with source, okay? And that could be us
Mm-hmm.
too. So like, hey, we're not out of the blue. Um, definitely needing that harmony, Isaiah. You stole the words right out of my mouth between your heart and your ego, being aware of like your ego is again that close, it's like how you are presenting yourself to other people. So like, hey, we're all connected to source, but are you like, I got this source connection. Ain't nobody ever had a source connection like me. Okay, you're right there. It is unique to you. But it's like, ain't nobody ever connected to source in the way I have. Okay, you're also right there. But you see, like, here's the thing, everyone has their own unique individual expression to source. So, like, imagine
Mm-hmm.
if you're talking to source and you're trying to flex on source, the creator of all things that has literally created you and everything that you have, like, why are you trying to flex on them? What are you trying to show? That is more so where you should find that balance and that connection to your heart and connection to source, which is always connected to you. Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh my
Beautiful,
goodness.
Isaiah. Y'all are awesome
Beautifully
with that.
said, honestly. Because it's so true. It's like there's the inner work. That's what you need to work on right there. If you notice yourself and you're able to be in this place where you not just notice what other people do, but you actually notice what you do and then take that honored, aligned action to take care of it. Because like even if we have our egos come up when we're speaking light language, like we're gonna like stop and take a second and be like, okay, well, hold on. We're not just gonna keep going and be like, yeah, that's right, and like completely ignore this communication that we're having and that we're cultivating as we
Mm.
grow on this spiritual journey. So yeah, resting in harmony, at peace, let the light flow. It's light, it's you,
Mm.
it's just you. It's allowing energy to move and flow. It's yeah. It's a constant,
Absolutely.
it's just like any other part of our spiritual journey, right? It's like this constant motion of growth and expansion, but you need to choose it.
Yes,
You got to choose it.
absolutely. Like your ego is something that is all under your control. Like that's your bag. That's all you. That's how you express yourself, right? I flex on myself all the time. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, but
You're
absolutely
like,
like what Sir Jester said, let go yo ego. I
mm-hmm.
love that. I love that so much. Yeah. Like, oh, beautiful, powerful words, Aria, because it's like, yeah, we are never going to say that we are source or we are God, right? Or we are the creator. We understand that we have our bodies are creations. The creator dwells within them. And our ego is how we express how the creator, I guess you could say in a way, values us or how we see the value within ourselves and want to share that with others.
Yep. I fully agree with that. Because if you don't find that value within yourself and you don't even trust yourself, how can you begin trusting source? How can you begin opening yourself up even more in that way to be like, "Oh, I value and love myself." And that's just that's like a gift to our creator. The fact that we love ourselves and that we take care of ourselves in our lives. Yes. I get the feeling Esther invented TikTok dances before it was cool. I agree. She's
How do
been
you
doing
know?
this
No.
for like how long? I
Let me let my
agree. Side
ego
note.
just pump up my ego more. Thanks, guys. No, no, no. Oh,
You're
that's
like
great.
I was here a
But low
long
key, nah,
time
just
ago.
kidding. But yeah. Jada,
Choice through
awesome.
action.
Faith. Faith is the name of the game, and this is a good one. There's a Z at
Oh,
the
Aria
end.
does it. No, it's actually the my middle initial.
Ah, I love
I'm
that. The
not going to
middle
share my
initial
middle
gang.
name, but it starts with a
Middle
Z.
initial gang. Let's go. Okay, I love that. Oh my goodness, yes. So
Mm-hmm.
the ego is something I feel like as you continue connection with source, it's something that you always have to keep in check, but it is meant to help you, not hurt you. If it's hurting you, then there's probably a little power struggle between you and the creator. But hey, the ego
Mm,
is always something that is under your control. You get to choose what you get to wear today. You get to choose how you kind of mold your ego. But
yeah.
yeah, I really respect how in tune you are with yours. I know we were talking a little bit yesterday, and just being aware of like when you're like, hey, I'm aware of where my ego is at, and being aware of that, like that's so powerful. That is so powerful. I wish more people do that. I'm taking notes out here, like yeah, because I feel like a lot of people, and it's like this for I think a lot of things. Like they're like, this is how I am. This is set in stone.
Mhm.
This is just who I am, and we all have some set rules, and that's part of just us and our unique experience. But there's so much that we can actually choose to change if we so choose to change it.
Yep. Just like you said, you change your clothes, you can change your thoughts.
100%, 100%.
You can change them. And it's a process. Like, I just, I haven't even posted this video on my Instagram or anything because I got like really emotional because I was thinking about, and we've talked about this. We've talked about this
By
whole,
the
like,
way,
I,
follow
yes.
Aria. Follow Aria.
Oh,
Follow
yeah.
her. Follow her. I'll put it in the description box somewhere.
Thank you. But yeah, we were talking about like how people, some part of the spiritual community, some part, okay, likes to really tear down on this idea of love and light. They think that that's like they're starting to turn that into a label. And you could look at us and be like, love and light, like we're spreading positivity. And the thing is that it takes work to get to this perspective in itself. And when people don't have that perspective and they think, oh, they're not seeing everything. No, you're not seeing everything.
Hey, but guess
And
what?
it's
That's like a
true.
reflection, right? It's like they're not seeing everything, but we're like, you're not seeing
Like,
everything.
how are you
Someone's gonna
not
get their
seeing
throat
everything?
chakra real blocked out if they don't watch themselves. Nah, just joking. Light
Oh
and light
my
only
gosh.
here. Like, all right, words are
But
getting through a lot. Nah, just
yeah.
joking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that like that inner work because I was like reflecting and realizing that for so long I was doing this work without anyone knowing because it was all up here. Like all of the work that I would do, I would journal here and there, whatever. Like I didn't really journal when I was younger that much. I more did like little stories and stuff like that and
Oh.
pretended I was someone else because I just didn't know who I was and I didn't resonate with who I
Wow.
was. So all the work that I was doing was all just in my head. I would just listen. I would try my very, very best to listen. So it wasn't until I didn't start sharing until like few years ago, 3 years ago. I think it's been 3 years.
Oh, we love you for it, though.
So
We love you for it, sis.
it
Yeah.
takes time. Like give yourself that time. Give yourself that space, especially if you like see a lot of people sharing, you're like, I'm supposed to be doing this. Yes, share. But the more that you share, and even if you start a business, you're gonna learn more because that's another aspect of a reflection. The people that watch you are gonna be a reflection of you. So you learn
Mm.
so much more, so much faster, but you need to be able to have that like your seatbelt on to be like, all right, I'm strapped in, ready to go. Because
Yeah.
it doesn't allow you to necessarily take such, you know, I mean, you could take a long time to really heal through things, but I've just been realizing that like through this time, especially just sharing and being on YouTube and Instagram and like starting my own stuff, like I'm seeing that okay, this is important to me. Like this is my baby. I'm
Yes.
my baby
Oh,
in a sense.
baby.
So it's like
Mm.
I can't sit on this little part of my ego that's trying to take over because how is that going to reflect into how others are seeing me? How is that going to reflect into my energy field? What am I sending out? How is my magnetism, right? I'm trying to make a life here, you know? It's important, and as soon as you realize that like you yourself are important to you, you take those little moments. You take those little moments to be like, okay, like let's check in. And let's not like be like, oh no, I'm great. I do everything right. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. No, yes, I'm
You
wonderful,
calling me
but I'm
Aria?
not the
Now
end
you
all be
calling me
all.
Nah, yes, yeah.
You have to like do it every single day. Like check in with yourself. Take those little moments. It's worth it. Instead of just externalizing, because most of my journey was all up here. It was all here.
Yeah. Here's where the
I don't know if
juices
do you
are.
resonate with
But
that?
yes, oh my gosh, absolutely. It was like, for me, definitely with like ego was a big, at first, feeling like going through that, like 3 years ago, going through the whole moment of like, oh my gosh, I'm God. How do I tell people I'm God? And then realizing like, oh my gosh, everything's God. How do I like honor and love everything? And like that
Mm,
really changed a lot in an aspect of like what my ego meant in correlation to just interacting with everything. And I was like, holy moly. Um,
that's a massive shift. And
yeah,
it's like, how do I do that?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like, how do
Like,
you get from that point where it's like, oh, yeah, I'm God, but then you're like, oh, everyone is. Like, how do you
well,
shift your mindset and how you live, you know? Like, how do you honor in such a massive way? And
I
I want to
think
hear your
the light
thoughts on that.
language, yeah, I think that's when light language started to come in after that realization of like, everything is God. Therefore, this way of communication, and there we go with the big car. Therefore, this way of communication is not just me talking to myself, in this kind of sad, isolated way, but it's actually me communicating and communing with everything and acknowledging it for what it really is beneath it all,
Yeah.
like just beneath my ego and beneath my plants. Like there's this source, there's this essence, there's this energy that connects us and that I can interact with. So I think that that's when the light language really started coming through and just feeling a lot more comfortable, like sharing it with other people and speaking it a lot more and practicing it with literally everything. And the more I practice it, the more I could see like, whoa, everything really is source. Like everything really is reacting and communicating back to me when I'm communicating it to
Mm,
it. And I
yeah.
don't think it ever gets old, to be honest, fan.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I love that you said that. Like, yeah, because that was like definitely my journey too. When I was like realizing that, whoa, like everything is energy, like we're all the same thing. And then when light language comes through, you get to practice on everything. Like you get to connect with everything. And you could say, like, I'm gonna, channel for my desk. Like, what is source in there? Like, I don't know, like, you
Yeah.
know, conscious, no, make conscious
Yeah.
decisions or like, use your common sense. But
Oh.
like when you're connecting with like animals and just like you just start it's I can't even hopefully you guys can just feel it like when you just
You
kind of
already
open
know,
your heart
fan.
to be like what is real, like what is
If you're
here.
here, we know that you're ready to hear this and that you are already on the journey. We acknowledge and love and appreciate you being creators with us and being, connected to the divine, allowing us to talk to you about our collective creative energy. And that is so freaking amazing. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
you're
Yeah.
all
Once we realize that everything changes, absolutely. And I know you have one more comment. Once we're all connected, eyes on us, it changes the way we act through that, changes how we think. That's powerful, James. And really
so
reminds me of like
true.
integrity. Like when someone's integritous, nope, that's not a word, but now it is. They like you can trust them to be alone and do the right thing. When you realize that everything is source and the creator, you trust source trusts you that you know that you're a part of it and that you will do the right thing through it by it because it's all meant for your highest good, for all of our highest good.
Mm, I love that. Honestly, that's so, so true. You're never alone. Overall, you're never
Yeah.
alone. I
That
mean,
sounds
in the
so
best way
creepy,
possible.
but like, yeah, the best way possible. Like, you're
I
never
know my eyes are
alone.
like,
You nasty. They know what you've been thinking.
we know what you're doing. Like, no,
Think
chill.
about
We're
that
fine.
next time when you do something questionable. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, but
Oh my gosh, no.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
Um,
Well, you guys get it. You guys get it. Like we have a massive team of supporters here. Everyone. Yeah, you know. But
already know. All right.
you can
I
think it
don't
out
want to
and
know what you thinking, James. I'm be honest. I'll leave that to the
we'll skip it.
creator.
We'll skip it. We'll
Yeah.
skip it.
Okay. um, but yeah. Okay. It's definitely like, yeah, I'm sure for a lot of people, and that's why I feel like there's some fear around my language. Some people really resonate with it. It heals them and it is really powerful. Some people, again, there's also registers. Like some people will be like, I got chills, I started shivering, like I started speaking light language through an activation, right? And some people are like, what happened? Like nothing happened. Like was something supposed to
Mhm.
happen? And both of those are, how that person's supposed to react. Going back to like in the beginning, speaking about how each person has different energies that they are manifested in for their purpose or mission or part of the song of creation. If we're all
Mhm.
one, aren't we alone though? Dang, Aaron, that's deep, bro. That's
Whoa.
deep. I'm gonna need to
With
put
the
that on a
LOL.
t-shirt
Have you guys
too.
ever question with
LOL.
LOL? Did you ever think it was like a someone falling? They're like, oh, or they're like,
But now I can't unsee it. It looks like he's like, oh.
now you start seeing it that when people do LOL, you're like,
I love that.
anyway.
That's that's a good question though.
All right.
That's deep, Aaron. Well, I guess that you're alone then and you're just talking to yourself and you just commented on this video to yourself. I hope you feel less alone. No.
Here's one
No.
thing,
Yeah.
gratitude. This pulls you back to gratitude that yes, we are alone, but it's a we. And we are able to experience as a multitude of expressions of the same source consciousness. So,
Absolutely. Ooh,
even
ooh,
then.
I like that. It's like, yeah, it's one, but you are one aspect of the one, right? Like James and Aaron, you guys had me cracking up down there. Not alone ever. It sounds like James is low key stalking Aaron, like, I'm behind you. Look out your window, Aaron. Look out! Look out!
Dot, dot,
No,
dot.
just joking.
Smiley face. We're just messing with y'all.
Yeah, of
But
course.
okay, Esther, what you were saying about like, because I think this is important. Now that I'm thinking about it, oh yeah, when people like, continue what you were saying about like when people don't feel something versus when people do feel something and they feel really activated when they hear like a light language
Registers.
transmission.
That's a solid one. And those registers again are different for everyone. And I love that you brought that up. And yeah, because some people are literally like, I don't feel anything. And that's okay. Like the transmission still went through, it still hit you, you're still here for a reason, okay? Never I'm never going to guarantee like this light language is gonna send shivers down your spine and make you feel alive. No, that's not the purpose. The purpose is not for a desired outcome, I guess you could say, or
Mm.
I mean, drop
Mhm.
the expectations really, but it's really just to express that energy that wants to come through in correlation to what needs to come through. Word.
It's true. Yeah, I completely agree with that because it's the light language is going to hit you. It's a now language, okay? It exists only in the now. So it's not something you learn and we can't necessarily call it ancient because we don't learn it and it wasn't taught. It just is. So that's how like multidimensional it is. So when we're connecting and watching something and we don't necessarily feel something, like I agree, it's meant that was meant for you, like the
Yeah,
information is getting to you in a very special and unique way for yourself. So I
absolutely. Just
highly
like
agree with that.
some people are colorblind and some people have other things and some people have extrasensory abilities. Like we all are made differently. Fabio, really great comment. Feeling a strong presence around you earlier, like a spirit, but couldn't connect with it. You tried but got nothing, any ideas. The fact that you could feel their essence and now can recollect and know that you didn't apparently connect with them is telling us a lot, I think. I think that's telling a
Mhm.
lot. Like that's a lot of communication that had to happen in order for you to understand what was going on. and to be able to
that there's
share.
a
So
presence itself. That's a connection right there.
yeah,
At
so
least what I'm thinking.
yeah, absolutely. It's like, okay, sometimes like energies they come to you for that moment for a bigger reason, right? Like we have these experiences not so that we can have it go our ways, but more so that the energy can teach us a lesson. The same way with light language, it's not so that we can channel through that energy so it can go our way, but so that we can understand the bigger picture of why this
Mhm.
energy is present. So, like Fabio, maybe you weren't meant to connect with that being in the way that you thought you would. And I feel like maybe they were like, you want to connect with me this way, Fabio. You want me to talk to you and like tell you what's up. But in reality, I'm just supposed to be here, show myself here, and like say good day and have you thinking about it and share this on the live, right? So, there's always more
Amazing.
going on.
Amazing. Yeah,
Awesome.
because it's like,
Imagine.
how do you think, what is connection to you? Is it just one thing? Like, what is it to you? How can you expand it and open it and give yourself multiple lenses of what connection is? Because you feeling, like Esther said, you feeling it, that's the connection right there.
Aria,
But
that's
it means
good.
something different for all of us. So it's like another way to kind of look deeper into, okay, let's see. Let's see what said I couldn't connect because you are. It's just the
Yeah.
idea behind
Ooh.
it.
I gotta ask that question
Mhm.
again. What is connection to you? What is connection to you?
Yeah.
Hmm. I'm
'Cause
just
it's like
like,
these little actions and words, like, we give meaning to, but if we can expand our own meanings of these words and these ideas and actions that we have, like, multidimensionality right there. Yeah,
yes,
we're dropping
yes.
out of the matrix when we let ourselves, like, open up and be like, "Oh, I'm not subject to this one word or this one label or this one way of thinking or this one way of connecting or this one, idea and plan that this one person had." And we're not here to tell you there's one way to do anything. We're here to tell you that there's a multitude of ways of doing everything, and you have your own special, unique one, and you already know. We're just activating that knowing.
Crazy, right? It's like telling you like it's actually that easy, and you're like,
You're
someone
like,
told me
"No, no."
can't believe it if it's too easy, and it's like, all right, then don't believe it if it's too easy, but think about those words.
Mhm.
What are you
Where does that
choosing not to
come from?
believe in?
Ask
Anyways, I'm
questions.
just
Ask.
I'm still
Ask
I'm
all
still
the
on
questions.
that. I'm still on that, like, oh my goodness. If you guys have any questions during this time, please feel free to bombard us with them, by the way. I wanted
Yeah.
to say Aria is amazing. We love her. For the Check Your Chakras course, she is one of our favorite mentors. And by the way, we're going to be doing a little live celebration tomorrow, Saturday. And Aria, of course, you can find her and all of the amazing stuff that she shared with all of her knowledge on the course. Check Your Chakras course is down in the link in the description below or somewhere. So
Yeah, check
check
it
it
out.
out.
It's
Check
so important.
it
Important
out.
work. Like, you just need it. You just need it.
Listen,
It's
and it
wonderful, like, to go back and even just me going through it, like, it's wonderful to go back and actually have a focus. Because when we're doing this work on our own, it's like, "Oh, there's, like, a million things I could be focusing on," or, it's really nice to have a little bit of more of a guide and just some practices and some things to come back to be like, "Okay, yeah, let's get my life in order in association with the chakra." Like, that's why I love the chakras for that reason is that like it helps you grow your awareness but also know exactly how you need to balance within your practical and spiritual life. It's so cool. So
yes,
good.
okay. I'm like having just listening to you talk
I
about
know
it,
you're
I'm just like, oh, I'm salivating. This is horrible. Okay. Um,
it's
you are
exciting.
amazing. Thank you. Oh my goodness, you are amazing. And Fabio, you are awesome. I'm sure other people have the same thought. They probably have very similar experiences, and you have not only helped yourself, but you've helped other people. So we love,
Oh yeah.
thank, and honor you for just sharing your experience.
I mean,
Really,
we're
really
learning from your
amazing.
experiences too. Just with you guys
Absolutely.
sharing, like, it brings it even further into our consciousness.
Group therapy. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, James. And awesome to see you at Massive Turning Away. We love you. We
So
love your
good to
music.
see you. You're never late. I tell you. I tell
Ooh,
you.
yes. Divine timing. Perfect
You're never
timing.
late.
Wee. Ah.
Mm,
Yes, absolutely.
just
Light
letting things
language
sink in.
ah,
I'm like,
is kulunu machi andakati aur or hamara ashe nanokri anti ashuti tumbara ko si andaruliam.
Dari sakian da ua salehia takian. Tata tua satian. So good. So good.
Yes. And like, listen, I'm not telling you to go out in the street, start talking light language, but I've done it many times, and it usually actually I feel like keeps me protected from other energies that don't resonate with that energy, which I appreciate most of the time, I'm not gonna lie. So light language has so many uses, and I know that we will be talking about this a lot more. And we have a workshop coming up. It's a surprise. You guys are the first to know, okay?
Shh. It's okay.
Just
It's only for you guys right now.
yeah, if you're here, you are hearing it first. Your ears have been blessed. Okay, so now you know. And keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm very excited. But yeah, like just even learning about light language because I know that we've been doing a lot of research, trying to understand. Like, hey, you know a lot about this topic right now. I mean, not under the name light language is what we're finding, and I
Hmm.
think that in itself is really
Oh, yeah.
interesting. If you
It's
want to say,
very
like, yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's very fascinating. But
I
yeah, we're doing a very, very beautiful workshop that we're putting together. It's going to be all around light language, and you guys will learn more about it in the coming weeks. But yeah, we're really excited because we've been honestly like at the same time we came to each other and came up with this idea to really share and to dive even deeper as partners really in this time right now to
I love you
see
too.
how we can begin expanding and like remembering what this is, remembering what channeling is. There's just so much distortion, and we're just like, it's so important to have, yes, the facts. We want the facts and the science and the background, and to honor all those that have came before us, but also begin to remember, okay, let's bring it back to source, like what's really true. So super excited
Bringing
for
it
all that's to
home.
come.
Bringing it
You'll
home.
be in the
Oh my
know.
goodness. Yes, yes, absolutely. Like, I love that because channeling itself, like you said, there's so many almost not miscommunication or distortions, but again, it is not something like literally today. Someone, if anyone's familiar with the law of one, by Raw, they were talking about the channeler that is used to communicate with Raw and the certain placements of objects within the room that are so specific. And yes, there is a lot of sacred geometry and stuff going on, but also, get this, get this. You don't actually need any physical like objects to communicate with any of these or
Mm-mm,
to channel them.
mm-mm.
In their
You
case,
don't need
okay, that probably
anything.
you don't need anything, okay? You actually don't. Like if you give yourself those blocks and you're like, I need to be alone in the forest, naked, with three beasts surrounding me or something like that. Then okay, like that's what's up with you, and maybe okay, that's what the energy that you're wanting to contact with is letting you know how they want to go down. But it's still your choice to be like, aren't you talking to me right now? Aren't you telling me what you want? Hold up, hello? Hello? Don't hang up. Don't hang up yet. Right? So you're always able to choose who and when and what you communicate with. You are always in control of your choices in life in terms of
Mhm.
you and your body and the energy that is yours to use during this lifetime.
Yes. Yes. All of that. Perfect. Yes. And that's what we're all about. It's like, it's this deep. soul remembrance. And, specifically for those of us that are like, I feel called to explore deeper into this language of my soul itself. The way that your soul express, how you can actually begin to take that light and turn it into life, physical life, like material life. And yeah, it's powerful stuff. Like
Creator made us in their image, and now we get to create stuff. It's pretty lit. Let's enjoy it. Let's do them right and create
yes,
good things, right?
yes,
Yes.
let's
Oh
enjoy
my
it.
goodness.
That's the word, like enjoy it. It's not, we're not allowing ourselves, like we allow ourselves so often to just like get all up in our head and all this kind of stuff. But it's like, yo, as soon as we kind of drop back down into the body, we start asking questions and we start to simply being exactly that which we really are, which is a human being. And then remembering on our spiritual path that, oh yeah, I am a soul. Oh yeah, I am a multidimensional being and I can enjoy my experience here with this knowledge because I am always protected and I am a sovereign being that must give consent to actually connect with other beings, that you can actually reshape the way that your reality works. Just
Legit. Ooh,
you
powerful.
guys, it's fascinating. We're doing amazing things and I'm so proud of everyone.
Yes. I'm proud
We're just
to
like,
love this comment, massive turning away. Always in the right now. Always,
mm-hmm.
always. I got
Oh
you.
yeah.
And
Beatboxing is your version of light language because I'm always doing it. Yes, yes, totally it is.
oh,
Totally. Let it be so.
yo,
Let it be so.
yo, that is so
I want
beautiful.
to hear
And
it.
like, and it's beautiful because you understand, right? Erin just telling me, like, you understand that, like, hey, light language is really just code word for however you embody that expression and that communication with source. That however you are really allowing your light to shine because this little light of mine, I'm gonna make let it shine. Like, let it shine, let it shine. Like,
Let
that
it
is
shine.
what the
Let
creator
it
right?
shine.
That is what the creator has given you, and it is you are a good watchman by taking the little light the creator has given you and allowing that light to be amplified in the way that it is supporting you. And yo, that's awesome. I think that
I
100%
love that.
beatboxing is amazing. It's another way you're just like singing your song to the universe.
I
Yeah,
love
and
that.
beatboxing does sound like language. It's
It
probably the sound,
does.
right? Like the
This
when
is
this
funny. Okay, so like I have this book and Mama Gaia, Mother Earth, she always talks about like the song of our hearts, right? The song of the planet. It's always like song. She's always talking song and sound. So and sound and song is just it's just vibration. You don't necessarily need vocal cords in order to express sound. Like you can feel it. It's like this weird like, higher
wow,
dimension type thing
yeah.
if you think about it.
Mm,
Because
mm.
even just the angels and all those even above the angels, they don't have those vocal cords to just it's all feeling, but it's all vibration and sound and light and feeling. All of that is all vibration. So like just like making this connection with song, like it's the song of source, it's the song of the earth, it's the song of our ancestors, it's the song of our souls. It is song. It's expression and it's supposed to be playful and love in itself. Music is so powerful.
Oh my goodness, that was beautifully worded, Aria, because I I agree. I was thinking the same thing. And whew, we all got our own instruments, all right? The creator did not give us all the same instrument, nor did they give us all the same instructions. If they did, that would kind
Mhm.
of suck. I wouldn't want to be born as a baby and someone's like, here, read this. This is the note you're supposed to play. I mean, hey, that could be helpful, but I think it's kind of fun just kind of playing along the way, knowing that that
It's
is a
helpful,
part of
like
how you're supposed
yeah,
to play.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that, like, analogy or what I don't know. Words, guys.
Metaphor,
It's been a long time since I've done
word.
school.
Yeah. But
But
hey,
yeah, I like that.
the song, it's singing Massive Turning Away, one of our amazing music friends. Yeah,
Mhm.
we in the now,
Yeah.
we're connected to it all. and it's beautiful. Everyone has their own instrument. With that being said, some people are scared to use their instruments, okay? Maybe they have a whistle, they don't want to blow the whistle in the house, okay? There's plenty of reasons why you might be nervous to use your instrument, even though it's the instrument
Totally
source
normal.
gave you, right? And that's what you're supposed to use, fam. You can't replace it with the tuba. Like, that's yours. That's yours. You got to own that energy. And that's why I think Aria, that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm so excited
Yeah.
to have this light language collective
Mm-hmm.
together,
Yeah.
because it's going to be a wonderful opportunity to see a sample of Source's music in real life, in the
Mm.
most rawest form that I think at this time we can experience. I mean, we're always experiencing
Yeah.
it. But yeah.
Comment.
Oh, Fabio, I feel like I'm caught between two worlds. I know and understand my truth, but I keep choosing to stay in hell. I feel like I'm doomed to feel like this. But deep down, I know I want to be happy.
That's
Wow,
important.
you talking to like 80% of the world right now, Fabio. This is a really powerful comment,
Yeah,
and
I
you are
resonate.
aware of the choice. I think that sometimes it comes to like what we conditioned or comfort zones versus like growth, kind of. It's in this case, we were kind of trained for most of the things that, like, okay, like this is how it's supposed to be, kind of hellish, being human kind of sucks, and we're creatures of sin and all of this crazy stuff. Like, okay, cool, this is who we are, though. This is what we're made out of, and not everything that we hear is actually the truth, okay? And with that being said, look to the creator. They got your truth, they got your back. You know what the truth is deep within yourself as well. And if you
Mhm.
feel caught in between those two worlds and you know deep down that you want to be happy, then just look for within the truth of, how can I allow myself to trust the creator to show me what happiness is for me, right? Like, how can I understand how to express my truth or to follow through with my truth in this lifetime? Because guess what, fam? YOLO, we're all going to die, whether you're not, you feel like you're living in hell or heaven. One day the life game is going to be over and done. And then you can, I don't know if you'll even have the time or opportunity to look back. So just enjoy the ride while you're currently having it. If you feel like there's a choice that you can make that will allow yourself to be happier, and deep down you know that you should choose it, do it. And may my face haunt you if you do not do it, and bite you. I'll be like your third eye
I
chakra blocked. Like, come on, this choice you've been on. Now, just joking, Fabio.
I want to add another thing is that like when we find ourselves continuing to do something that we know may not be for our highest good, because we all do it. We all just continue to do these things, whether it be because we're kind of addicted to suffering or whatever it may be. A lot of humans are addicted to suffering. We're addicted to pain and going through cycles and patterns because it's been that way for so long, and it's almost like within us. But because we have that power to actually take our power back, our energy back, and say and reclaim who we are, we can say, okay, like this programming doesn't work for me anymore. It's going to feel really scary. It's going to feel like hell before it gets to heaven when you actually make that choice to. But it's like that tenderness and that kindness and that love for yourself in the process is so important, because it's not going to switch like that. It's not going to switch like that. It's like,
Right.
be really like, give yourself the time and space. Know that you are important enough to take that time and space to shift from, you know, being like feeling like you're in two separate worlds. Because for me right now, like I journaled yesterday and that's exactly what I wrote. I was like, I feel like I'm freaking in between two worlds, because a part of me is really suffering in this one place, but I'm doing the best I can. And that's all that matters. It's that you're doing the best that you can. And
And
it
so
continues
together.
to grow in momentum and create those ripples. And the universe takes that and begins just giving and giving and giving. But it's you just knowing that I'm doing the best I can. I know that I am worth the time. I know that even if I slip up, it's not the end of the world.
scared. Like,
Yeah.
don't be
I
afraid to
totally
be
resonate
in
with that.
hell. Be afraid to be in somewhere without the creator. I mean, you're always connected to the creator, but even in those lowest points, like you're still connected. Like they're still with you, and they still always want to help you because you are a part of them. So be
It's
aware.
part of the
And
journey.
Aria, thank you so much for sharing. Like that was really powerful. My heart like felt that, and it felt like opening. It felt like relief. Maybe it's because we
It's
just hit that
important to
hour
talk
mark,
about this stuff,
But
you know? Oh, I
yes, it
know.
is.
It's so important because it's like we're all doing the best we can. Just because someone is somewhere where it looks like we're doing great, like you look at us and you're like, they're just balling. They're, left and right, like getting it. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Who cares? But like overall, at the end of the day, like we all have our own personal stories still running through our head. We all still have our own personal things going on up here where we actually get to choose the direction. And the more that we begin, creating those pathways to go one way, the easier it is to live that way and to experience life in
Easier.
that way. So it's that repetition, but you have to be kind to
Always.
yourself on the days that you don't continue that repetition. Because that's a
Yes.
rewiring
Girl.
of, oh, this is how I think, this is how I see, this is how I experience. You got control.
100%. Yes.
Rainbow.
Girl, you are amazing. Like, I am feeling the ripple of knowledge and love and just really beautiful connection from this live and just everyone who's participated in watching this. You all are awesome. You all are amazing. We love you. Of course
Kisses.
we do. For many reasons. For many reasons. Mostly because your source connected to us and we're just you connected. It's beautiful. Yeah, but like girl, like this again, it's so wonderful because we never know what's gonna come up or how the energy that's gonna present to itself. But this is really heartwarming and definitely assist. Take care of your body, and your body takes care of your spirit when it's weak,
Yep.
and vice versa. Woo, that's a
So
good one.
true.
Yes.
So true. Like for me, my big focus lately, because I felt like, I've been feeling a lot of heaviness in a certain aspect of my life. I was like, okay, I'm gonna like get to working out. I'm doing like a juice cleanse right now. I'm taking care. I'm like, hey body, what's up? I'm gonna let my hands touch you. Like we're cool.
Taurus
And then
season.
source that energy is able to actually circulate and move and do its work and to help you heal and to help you actually rewire. Yeah. Feed
We
it
get
with
to live
poison.
with these
It's really good.
these beautiful, oh gosh, yeah, exactly. It all helps. It all helps. Your body is meant to help you. And Aria, I love that. They're really connected. Like everything, every material connection is also connected to source. Like it's not, there's no division. There really isn't. They
We're
just
just
communicate together.
manifestations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure,
Yes,
for sure. Thank you for
girl.
having me on.
Girl, I just wanted to just let me just say a few words about Aria really fast for everyone. Aria is amazing. She is this beautiful soul that I've met like over a year ago now. And
Yeah.
like when I first met her, she was the first person that ever joined my chakra workshop. And she was amazing. I was like, holy moly. And from there, she's just grown. I've just grown, and to see like that growth, and to be able to create this portal together and really explore light language, and to really just be creating something that is so wonderful and I feel very needed during this time is amazing. And it's like again such an honor to connect with you, amazing Aria. Her YouTube, I will also add that into the description
It's all
below. It will
Aria
be
Z
there.
Young.
All right,
Everything.
I'll make a post so I'll put it in the post. Yes,
Yeah.
she's amazing. Her light language is beautiful, uplifting, and magical, just like her soul.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, like looking back, we've grown so much. Like Esther was the first person, one of the first people that I actually listened to light language before I started speaking it myself. So yeah, this is just so cool. I feel honored.
Oh, I love you so much. And ooh, Sir Jester. I don't know if you're in the beginning of the video, but I mean, maybe at the end we'll say goodbye in light language at the same time.
Yeah.
That can be fun. And end our intentions for today's video. For anyone watching the whole thing from start to end, you'll see in the beginning. We shared our intentions in light language. That's what that
Yes.
was. And it was wonderful. Aria is connected and a beautiful soul, and we love her. We love Aria here.
Oh, thanks.
We always appreciate her and everything that she does. And yes, backtrash.
Thanks.
It's on point. It's on
Thanks.
point. Yes. For everyone who's watching this currently, if you want to see more of our beautiful faces, you can on Aria's Instagram, which should be in the description and down below right now. Let me know if you see it. We're gonna be going live on Instagram and we'll be talking a little bit more about the chakras and stuff, which is amazing.
Yeah. I'm
Like
so excited.
I get to see your beautiful face. And I'm not mad. Okay. I
I know.
love
I'm
it.
like, I'm excited to chat more today. So if you guys are interested in just like diving deep into the chakras, we're gonna have Danielle there too. It's gonna be fun. I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness.
Chakra
Yeah.
party.
Thank
So
you.
cool.
By the
So
way,
cool.
chakra party, the celebration, check your chakras. I already know some of you are gonna be there because you're students and you gotta show up, all right? Because we're honoring you, obviously, for the amazing job that the students have done that are graduating, that have come so far in the course, and to also just share some chakra clearing exercises and to celebrate our chakras. So that's gonna be really fun, and that's happening tomorrow, Saturday, 12 Eastern. So just let us know. Everything is in the description box below. Let me know if you need any help getting that. And yeah, you guys are awesome. You all are so cool for sticking around and just hearing and vibing and just really like chilling with us. It is such a blessing to be able to talk about these topics and just share such impactful and wonderful information. I'm so thankful. That's all good. We'll catch you on Instagram. And listen, I might spit some bars later, Sir Dexter. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We love spitting the bars. Oh my gosh, yeah. Light language, I'm not gonna lie, has really helped my freestyle game. I'm just gonna be honest. Like,
I
I'm just gonna
agree.
be honest.
It's helped me talk on camera, like without having a plan. That's light language. No plan.
Bam, bam. Yeah, I love it too, because you'll just be like, we'll just go with the flow. It's okay. It will come through. And I'm just like, yes, it will. Yes.
Yes, it will. And it does. And it does.
Yeah. And God
so
bless.
much love to you all. Thank you so much for being in our
Mwah.
presence, for sharing your presence with us. Like an hour goes by in like 5 minutes. What? What is time?
It does. What is time? But I just want
Crazy.
to say I respect your time. I respect everyone here, and I look forward to seeing you all later. Thank you so much again. Guluti hana ishuta ki hano shi hana lolomi atiku shi hana
Pariyadakuanaya Satukua Shutukuan Baya Teleoa Sawa Shuai 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 Shuai.
Okay.